and welcome to another science session with Brimbank Libraries. My name's Scott and I'm here with my assistant Cosmo, who again is dressed up in his best tie. And today we're going to show you how to make ice cream at home just using the magic of mixing salt and ice. So I'll show you what you need for today's session. We need a few things for this one. Now there's a list attached to the video, but just in case, we'll go over it again. You'll need some cream. A quarter of a cup's all you need. You'll need some milk. Got some here. A quarter of a cup of milk. If you don't have cream, that's okay. You can just use a half cup of milk instead. Full cream milk though, not skinny milk. Skinny milk doesn't make very good ice cream. You'll need a measuring jug. Some salt. Coarse salt, like lumpy salt, if you come in and have a look, lumpy salt like that is best because it's hard to mix it in with the ice cream, which is good because you don't want salty ice cream because that will be gross, unless it's salted caramel, in which case it would be delicious. You need some ice. You see I've got a little tub of ice here. If you've only got one ice tray, you can freeze a couple of trays in the freezer, like that. We'll need some sugar. I've got powdered caster sugar here, but ordinary sugar is fine. You'll need a spoon for the sugar. We'll need some vanilla essence or whatever you'd like to flavour your ice cream. We're going to need some sealable bags, one big one, like this, and two little ones. These are the ones that we're going to put our ice cream in, or our milk and cream, to make ice cream. If you want to put something on top of your ice cream, you might need something fun. Luckily I had this in the cupboard and I've got all sorts of fun things. Cosmo's quite interested. And you probably need a little bowl as well and a spoon to eat your ice cream about. Now, as a rule, if you're preparing food, we want to keep the cat away from the food, so we're going to make sure that he stays in his basket for this one because we don't want to mix animals and food. That's never a good idea, and the health inspector could turn up at your house. Okay, so you've got all those things. Let's get started. The first thing to do is take your bag and open it up. Now, into this sealable bag, we're going to pour some milk and some cream. So grab your jug and your milk and come in close and I'll show you. On your measuring jug you should have lines that say quarter and half. So we're going to want to go to quarter because we only need a quarter of a cup of full cream milk. So there we go. And now very carefully pour that milk into the bag. Probably a good idea to do what I didn't do, which is to make sure your bag doesn't have any holes in it before you do that. Set the bag safely there and now take your cream. Now it doesn't have to be any particular cream, probably not light cream. You want the stronger stuff. We'll do the same with that one. We'll pour in just a quarter of a cup of cream. Take the cream and pour it into the bag. Cream's pretty tasty and Cosmo really likes it, so I might pour some cream into his little bowl here to keep him occupied so that he doesn't bother me while we're working. There you go, buddy. Yum yum, eh? Okay, now what you're going to need is 1 teaspoon of sugar. So take your teaspoon, about that much, and drop it in. Now if we want to make vanilla ice cream, and I love vanilla ice cream, and I hope you do too, we're going to need to add some vanilla flavour. So what we've got here is vanilla essence, which Mum or Dad might have in the cupboard for baking. And we just want to pour a quarter of a teaspoon, I think it was, for vanilla essence. Yes, a quarter of a teaspoon. So just a little bit. Come in a bit closer and I'll show you how much. We really don't need much at all. It's really strong stuff, vanilla essence. If you pour too much in, oh, yuck. You won't be able to eat your ice cream. It'll be too strong. So, seal up this bottle and put it aside because it's pretty sticky stuff. And we'll seal this bag. Squeeze most of the air out of it. And we'll seal this bag shut. Carefully, carefully, because you don't want to spill it all over the place because it'll be pretty messy. If you get it on the carpet, it's going to be pretty gross. Now, to avoid spills, we're going to put this bag inside another bag. So put it inside the other small bag and seal that bag up too. Same thing, try and get the air out. You don't want the bag to pop when you have to squeeze it because we're going to be doing heaps of squeezing. That's how this works. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. And now we're done. Cosmo's getting in the way. We're going to need to keep you away from the food area, buddy. He's off. Take this bag and put it inside the big bag. And now is where we start doing our magic. And it's not really magic, it's science, which is even better. So when you mix salt with ice, the salt does something weird to the ice. It actually reduces the freezing temperature of the water. So usually you probably know that water will freeze at 0 degrees. But when you put this in, the water will actually have a lower freezing rate. So it could go down to even -2 degrees, like it does sometimes in the sea around Antarctica. I'll show you a picture now. You would have seen there's a big iceberg floating in the sea, but the water around it is still liquid. Well, it's salty, so it has a lower freezing temperature. So we can put some salt in with our ice. That will lower the freezing temperature, and this is the part that makes the ice cream for us, the salt will actually cause the ice to melt much faster, and it'll spread the cold out much faster. So the ice cream's cream and milk that we put in there will get cold way faster with the salt in with the ice than it would with just the ice. So grab your ice, and I've got about 2 cups of ice there. Pour it in there. And now we need to put our salt in. So open up your bag of salt. Now we're going to need about 1/2 cup of salt. So you can use this again. Fill it up to 1/2 cup. If you go a little bit over, that's okay, that's fine, doesn't matter. Take your salt and pour it all in. There'll be a little bit of salt stuck in the bottom, but that's okay. And now we seal the bag and we get ready to make ice cream. So again, seal it with as much air out of it as you possibly can. And now we have to do a tiny little bit of work to make the ice cream happen. We need to squish the bag around, mush it and mush it and mush it. Now this can take a few minutes. Now the bag is really, really cold, so I have a pair of gloves that I'm going to put on. You could use a cloth if you like, but a nice pair of gloves like this is good. Otherwise, wrap it in a towel or a cloth and give it a smush. Now you're going to need to smush it around for a while, keeping an eye to make sure that your bag inside doesn't break open, because you don't want your ice cream to be full of salt. Okay, so if you've got yours ready, let's start smushing, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes and see how we're going. Okay, so we've been shaking this thing around and jumping it around in the ice for about 7 minutes. So let's see what's happened. We'll pull our bag out. Well, it's soaked, of course. And wow, it's actually gone quite hard and it's freezing cold. Wow, the salt and the ice have really frozen it quite quickly. It's amazing what the salt does. I guess that's why in some countries in Europe they put it on ice on the roads so that cars don't slip around it. But it must make the tyres really cold, I guess. Okay, so we'll open this up now carefully and pull out our inner bag. And you can see, if you come in a little closer, you can see it's all hard, like ordinary ice cream. Okay, let's open it up and see how it is. Ah, wow, look at that. It's gone all hard. It's just like real ice cream. Oh, I'm going to have to try some. Oh, wow, look at that. Huh. Wow, it's really creamy. It's so nice. Okay, I'm going to get some of this out into the bowl there so we can have a look at it. You might need a big spoon for this, like I've got, because it's a lot easier. Let's get as much of it out as we can, except it's gone so hard that it's actually kind of hard to get out of the bag. But you can see that it's just like lumpy vanilla ice cream. Of course, we could have made it any flavour. We could have made it peppermint, hazelnut, whatever. And had whatever ice cream we like. All right. So there it is. I'm going to put a little bit of some sprinkles on the top. And that's the ice cream you get from simply using cream, milk, some ice and some salt. I hope you've had a good time with this one. I hope your ice cream is as tasty as mine. And Cosmo and I would love to hear how you go if you make your own ice cream. So I hope you've had fun, and we'll see you again soon.
Ugh, silly human. Cats don't eat ice cream.